We are going to go through the steps of importing from AccountingSuite into Tax 1099. Before you get started, you want to make sure that your vendors and payments are set up in your AccountingSuite. Then you will want to come to tax1099.com and log into your account. Go to Import AccountingSuite, and then click Connect to AccountingSuite. It's going to ask you for your AccountingSuite login information. So you'll want to enter your email and your password, then click Login. At this step, you will want to select the tenant or the company that you want to do the import for. If you have multiple tenants or companies in your AccountingSuite, you will only be able to import for one company at a time. You can select the drop-down menu and it will list each company or tenant that you have in your AccountingSuite. Select the company that you want and then choose Next. Here you will need to allow access to Tax 1099. Click Allow Access. At this point, you are connected. For the year, you can only do 2021. If you click the drop-down menu, you will see there is no other year to select. For the form type, you can do NEC or MISC. These are the only two form types that can be imported from AccountingSuite into Tax 1099, and you can only import for one form at a time. Then click Continue. At this point, you will be on the import grid. This is the halfway process. On this page, the information is showing, but it's not fully imported into Tax 1099. So you want to make sure to fix the data as needed and proceed to have the data imported fully into Tax 1099. On this page, we want to make sure that our payer, as well as our vendors, all have green dots on the left of their name. Because this payer has a red dot, that means there is also something missing in the payer profile. So we want to click on the profile and add whatever information may be missing. If you see any other data that you need to edit, you can do that as well. And then click Update. If you forget to add something, it will let you know. As you can see, this dot did not turn green. It is yellow or an orange color. This means that information for the vendors needs to be fixed. So you will click on the vendor name and add whatever information may be missing. I see this is a business name. If I wanted to leave it as that, I could. Typically, a business is going to be attached to an EIN, and in that case, it would be a business, not an individual. An individual in the Tax 1099 system is for SSNs, and SSNs are attached to a personal name. So I could leave it that and change it, or I could switch over to business if I needed to. We do offer the ability to create vendors without a tax ID. Forms can also be submitted for them without a tax ID by clicking this checkbox. Although we do offer this option, we do inform that the IRS may issue a penalty for filing with missing or incorrect information for the vendor. So it is best practice to file with that information. But if you do not have it, it's better to file with nothing than to not file at all, which is why we offer this option. If you did want to add a tax ID for them, you could uncheck that and then add the tax ID for the vendor and any other information that is needed. For the email box, it is not a requirement, but if you would like the recipient copy to be emailed to the recipient by Tax1099, you would need to have an email in their profile. This client recipient ID field, because of the type of account I am using during this video, I am an enterprise API account that is client recipient ID driven. And for those specific account types, this client recipient ID field is required for this form type. So I would have to enter that. If you are not that an account type, then you would not be required to complete that field. It actually may not even show up for you in the recipient profile in your account. But once you have everything edited and it looks correct, click update. And you will notice that that vendor's dot has now turned green. Then we'll click on this next vendor. And it is also a business name. And this time I'm going to switch it to business. This pop-up is letting me know that because I changed it to the business type from individual type or the recipient, that I may need to enter a different name. I'll click OK. I want to keep the name. I will just add the missing information that is needed. And then click update. And both of my vendor's dots are green. You will notice that my payer dot still has not turned green. Typically in that situation, if you fixed all of your vendors, every single one of them have a green dot, and your payer still has an orange one, then something over here in these fields needs to be fixed. We can see for this vendor, his payment is only $15 and the IRS threshold is $600. So it is most likely the amount that needs to be fixed, but it may also be the box number that the amount is being reported to. If it needs to be in a different box for the rules of that form, that may need to be changed as well. This is only going to box 4, federal tax withheld. So we can see, let's just change the 1500 and update. Now that dot has turned green. So at this point, if I wanted to leave my amount in box 4, I could proceed, or I could change this for the NEC to box 1 and click update. And as you can see, it retains my edits. All of my dots are green. But if I had more vendors that had red dots and I had multiple pages of data and I wanted to see only those that have red dots, I could come to this filter and click this red circle, choose filter, and then it will filter to just show the red dots. After you edit every vendor and have edited all the dots that were red, you would come back to this filter and click clear. That's going to clear that filter and all the forms will display now because all of them have green dots. If you have a large amount of vendors that need to be fixed, we do suggest going back to your accounting suite and fixing those vendors there and redoing the import process, just because spending a lot of time on this page can lead to the potential of getting kicked out for being on it for a really long time. And if you leave this page without clicking next, any of the edits that you made will not be saved. Then when you come back to this page, you would have to redo all of those edits again. So if you find that you do have a lot of vendors that you need to edit, you are more than welcome to go ahead and proceed to try to fix all of them on this single page. Or if you are running into the problem of being logged out because so much time has been spent on this page, we would suggest selecting all and choosing export to Excel. That will give you an Excel template with all the data in it. You can fix the information there and then go to import Excel spreadsheet and upload the data that way. Or do, as I mentioned, fix the information in AccountingSuite, then redo the import. Once you have all of your information ready and all the dots are green, if you have one page of data, you can click this checkbox. If you have multiple, you want to choose select all and then click next. At this point, your data is successfully uploaded into Tax1099 completely and forms have been created. This pop-up will tell you how many records have been uploaded successfully. We do suggest at this point, even though you may have reviewed your data in AccountingSuite, you may have looked at it on the import grid, you may even have exported it to Excel from the import grid just to review it. We still suggest reviewing it at this point to verify that your vendor's profile data is accurate, the amounts are accurate, and where it's being reported is accurate, and everything is correct. If you have any that you need to edit, you can do that individually here. If you're finding that you have uploaded data and a lot of changes need to be made, you can select all and choose export to Excel, fix that information in that Excel template, delete this import, and then upload that Excel export and import Excel spreadsheet to get a new upload with the fixes included in those forms. You can also, if you're just reviewing the data, choose that export to Excel to review all of it rather than doing them one by one. If you have a lot of data that was imported, you can do this download multiple PDF. It will download a zip file with individual files per PDF that you can click on to review the PDFs that way. Once you have verified everything is accurate, you can choose to have Tax1099 USPS or email to the recipients. You can select state filing from here, the scheduled e-file date, as long as the deadline for the form is in the future. You can even do 10 match from here, although we suggest doing it before doing any submission of forms from managed recipient. But if you would like to do them from this page, you have a future schedule date, you are able to do so. When you're ready, if you click next, if you have not chosen to have us, USPS, or email, you can choose cancel to go back and select one of those or both of those options. If you want to proceed without having us do either, you can click OK. And then there will be this pop-up that says, I have reviewed and verified the data for submission. By checking this box, you are letting Tax1099 know that you did review the data and you verified that what you are submitting at this time is all valid and correct. If you do not check that box and you click OK, it will not allow you to proceed. It will keep you on this page. Once you are done with this company and you are ready to import for the next one, you will have to disconnect from AccountingSuite. So at this point, you will go to import AccountingSuite and click disconnect from AccountingSuite. And at this time, it's no longer connected. Then to connect to that next company, you will click connect to AccountingSuite and repeat the process and choose your next company within that same AccountingSuite. If you have multiple, if you need to connect to a different AccountingSuite, you'll be able to log into that next AccountingSuite account and then import for any payers that exist in that AccountingSuite. This is the process for importing from AccountingSuite into Tax1099. Thank you.